May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this one is near and dear to my heart. I started speaking about my son Evan's mental health challenges as a way to seek help. I didn't know what was wrong, and I didn't know where to find help. But the more I talked about Evan's challenges, the more people came up to me and expressed appreciation that I was willing to have this conversation because it made it safe for them to do the same. And then I started sharing my own mental health challenges. I was diagnosed with clinical depression at the age of 19. And trust me, the irony of a depressed motivational speaker is not lost on me. But mental health is something that is a crisis we are experiencing right now around the globe. 1 in 5 adults and children are struggling with a mental health issue. A third of all adults will experience an anxiety disorder within their lifetime. Almost 8 in 10 adolescent students are experiencing moderate to severe symptoms of depression. 50% of all lifetime mental illnesses are diagnosed by the age of 14, 75% by the age of 24. And there's an average of 11 years between the time you experience your first symptom and the time you receive treatment, yet less than half of people who are struggling with mental health issues actually seek treatment. So what can you do, not just for Mental Health Awareness Month, but all year round? First, normalize the conversation. Make it safe for people to talk about it, right? If there is still a very real stigma attached to mental illness, and you don't have to share anything you're not comfortable about, but make it safe for people to talk to you. Talk about mental health challenges. So many people experience it in silence and suffer alone because they're afraid of being judged or being shamed. So you can normalize the conversation by sharing your own experiences or people that you care about to make it safe for people to talk with you. Next, provide support. This is why I'm a huge advocate for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI.org. It's a grassroots organization. All of their support groups, their classes, their resources, their advocacy is all free of charge. And their website is a wealth of information and resources for treatment options near you. A simple search of psychiatrist or psychologist near me will provide you a list, but trust me, as someone who has struggled with this, I can tell you that when you are exhausted and you are not feeling great, the thought of trying to vet doctors and find the right solution can seem overwhelming and exhausting. So while I encourage you not to try to fix somebody's problem, you can certainly be a source of support and try to provide resources where that person is. Finally, mental health is more than the absence of mental illness, and there are proven behaviors and practices that we know improve mental health outcomes, whether you're struggling with a mental health issue or not. And these are simple practices that are so simple we often dismiss them. We know that our connection with others, creating a sense of belonging, having a close friend, somebody that you can talk to, is a huge driver of mental health. In fact, more people die of loneliness every year than smoking, high blood pressure, and obesity. We truly need each other, and there is no need to suffer in silence or suffer alone. Things like being mindful, practicing meditation, making sure you pause and have quiet time throughout your day actively promotes mental health. Of course, we know that sleep and diet and exercise are all important, but do we do them, right? It's important to know that exercise is not just good for your physical health, it is great for your mental health and significantly reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. In fact, a study by Duke showed that it can rival antidepressants. And every doctor I've ever gone to in treatment for depression has talked about the importance of exercise. I can see a measurable difference in my mood when I get movement versus when I don't. There are other things you can do. Have a strong sense of purpose, a sense of meaning. Proactively cultivate positive emotions like humor, gratitude, optimism, volunteerism. All of these things increase your capacity to absorb stress. Most importantly, if you are struggling or you know someone that is, know that you are not alone. There are resources available, there is support available, and you are not going through this alone, and there is nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy, insane, or wacky just because you experience a mental health challenge. It shouldn't take a month of the year where we highlight this issue and talk about it, but I'm grateful that at least it's bringing it to the forefront because make no mistake, there is a stigma still attached to mental health challenges, and the only way we reduce the stigma is to talk about it. So take good care of yourself. If you're struggling, know you are not alone. You are surrounded by a community that cares for you. If you're struggling to find resources, my email address is ann@annegradygroup.com, and I will do whatever I can to help you find resources near you. And just know that you're not alone. Have the conversation, offer support, and focus on improving your own mental health in the process.